Well, it's Monday, so today we're getting healthy with Dr. G again. We have a practice in Newton that helps reverse acute and chronic conditions naturally. The reason we're so successful at it is because we view food as medicine. This is really the core of how you get healthy, how you stay healthy. Now, this time of the year, spring, is going to be a time when we get a lot of inquiries, especially on Facebook, about cold and flu remedies, and especially sinus congestion recipes where your head's all congested. So I brought in a few of my favorite recipes here. Now, these are easy things, they're cheap, and they taste good, most of them. There's some more hardcore stuff, and I'll tell you what I like to do, but most of my patients don't like to do that. All right, so let's start out with a very simple thing that tastes great. This is one of my kids' favorite ones, and it's just honey. You want to get locally grown, locally harvested honey, because it's going to have your natural allergens in it, so that way you don't have these allergic reactions to it. Now, we're going to use cinnamon, and so we're just mixing cinnamon and honey together. And I like to start with the coarse and really mortar mine up real fine. And I did a pretty good job. But you're just going to use about a teaspoon or maybe half a teaspoon in there. And you can always add more or less to suit your flavor. But I'm telling you that my 4-year-olds love this. I have twins, and they're always baking colds just so they can have this. And this is great. See, it just makes a nice brown kind of honey. And that is wonderful, especially if people have coughs. Wonderful cure for coughs. The next thing is we're going to make a tea. And of course, anytime you get sick, tea is very helpful, especially medicinal teas. So green tea is going to be great when you're not feeling your best, and it's going to give you a little bit of caffeine, it's going to give you a little bit of pep, but not enough to actually cause problems like coffee would. Now, the green tea that I'm using is a Yogi brand, and I like it because it's a triple echinacea. And echinacea is a natural enhancer of what's called glyconutrients. And these are the cell recognition processes that go on in your immune system. So it amplifies your immune system. Think about like your cops having facial recognition software. It's going to super boost your immune system. Plus, you have the green tea in there, so we just put it in warm water and we let that steep. And then that's wonderful on its own. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add garlic. And garlic, you really want to use fresh garlic or real garlic, not the garlic oil, because garlic has 100 bioactive chemicals in it. 100, right? If you buy it in the store, you get one, allicin or alum. This is 100. So these are antiviral, antibacterial, antiparasitic. It doesn't matter what's causing your upper respiratory infection. 9 times out of 10, it's always going to be viral, so there's no antibiotics for it. But this stuff is antiviral. So if you have yeast problems, fungal problems, bacterial problems, anything going on, this is going to be your coup de grace for that. And we're going to use about a teaspoon of that and put it in there. And again, all I did was take fresh garlic, and then I used my handy little mincer, minced it in there. And you'll let that steep. And when it cools down, you want to give it a little bit of time to cool down. Because garlic on its own, now I like to eat garlic cloves if I'm starting to feel sick. If you get a sore throat, you eat a garlic clove and you can handle that, it's all gone. You don't have anything left. Because that is like the most potent thing you could ever do. But patients tend to like things that are not so harsh, because that's a strong flavor. So garlic, you can put it in here, and the water is going to dissipate that bitterness and that really harsh taste. And then once that's done cooling, then you drink it. You don't even notice it at all, and you feel awesome. The other thing I want to tell you too, I forgot about this, is on the honey. Honey is a natural antibiotic. Honey is actually something that they're using for wound care now, because we have all these superbugs, we have all these virulent bacteria and viruses that now are able to evade all our medication. We're always going back to the old school stuff, which still works after 2,000 years. Honey still is the most powerful antibiotic you can use for wounds. So, and it also helps scarring. So we're going to do heal from the inside. Cinnamon too. Cinnamon is a natural antifungal, antiparasitic, just like garlic. just like honey. And so it doesn't matter what's making you sick, those things are going to knock out everything. Now, the next one comes from India. And I have a friend that's a doctor up there, and he talked about doing this, and this is something his grandma would do. And this is really good, so I tried this out, and I've been recommending it to patients. But we're going to use warm almond milk. You can use coconut milk if you like too. I wouldn't use dairy, because dairy can actually mess you up. There's no hormones and all that. So we want to use something that causes healing, but not any detriment. So here comes the Indian part. This is turmeric. And turmeric is just a yellowish, well, it looks a little red here, but it'll make your food yellow. Well, we got about a teaspoon here. And whatever you add this to, you should add this to everything. Get this stuff and add it to everything. It is one of the cheapest, most powerful anti-aging things you can get. So we're going to take that teaspoon, put it in here. Again, you're going to be getting healthy. You should do this every day anyways. Great for anti-aging. It's 100,000 times more antioxidant than vitamin A, C, or E. So it's a huge boost to your immune system, but it'll also knock down your internal age quite a bit. Now, it doesn't look exactly pretty, but you whisk it up, and it makes a little caramel color. And, you know, my kids weren't too excited about this, but my friend who's from India said he really enjoys it. But you're just going to warm it up, simmer it on the stove, and it is really good. So the other thing about turmeric is a natural COX-2 inhibitor, which means it works like Celebrex and Movic and Vioxx, but instead of causing heart disease as a side effect, it is actually one of the things, much like ginger, that deplaques your arteries. So we always talk about what plaques our arteries. We don't ever talk about what deplaques our arteries. Turmeric is one of the cheapest ways to extend the life and longevity of your heart. Now, if you have sinus congestion, which, you know, your head's full, you just can't concentrate, you can't work, this is how you cure it. You take a pan, you're going to heat this up with about a 1/4 cup of water. And of course, we don't have our oven on, but you just put it on your stovetop. Let that simmer a little bit. You're going to put in diced onions, and diced onions have lots of quercetin in there, which is a powerful anti-edema, anti-inflammatory. Plus, they have all types of medicinal benefits too. And it's a very aromatic chemical, and of course that's why you cry. We want to drain off all that stuff. And then we're going to add in the rest of our garlic. So several cloves of garlic minced. If you add this in there, you're going to mix that up. You're going to let that simmer, not too hot, and then you're going to put a towel over your head. And don't let it catch on fire, but you're just going to breathe in all that aromatic chemical, and your sinuses will drain. You just blow your nose, keep blowing your nose, and then you turn that into soup. We'll be back after this.